Sorry if parts aren't coming out fast enough for you guys, but I'm a single mom with 3 kids, and I have a kid who I just found out has pneumonia, and he is an asthmatic. So it's a stressful time in our house right now, okay? I'm trying my best, and I do not tell this story around my kids because it is very triggering for them, and so I don't do it. So we ended where he was in jail and I didn't know how to do anything. He kept telling me the only way I could survive without him was if we figured out how to get him out. Well, there was no way to bail him out. His mom was trying to bail him out, but California wanted him. So for California to extradite from Las Vegas is very rare. Like, they really won't go to get anybody unless it's for like murder or something big. They just don't have like money to waste resources to go bring people back constantly. So they told me the likelihood of California going to get him was very rare, and that most likely he would stay there for 30 days and that they would end up releasing him. Well, like a weekend, I don't get a phone call from him for like 2 days. I didn't know what was happening. And all of a sudden, the Attorney General's office calls me and they say that he's been transferred. And I was like, transferred where? And they said that he'd been extradited to California. So California went, this is shit's wild. So California went and got on literally a police officer, sheriff, I don't even know what, went and got him from the jail in Las Vegas, took him on a plane, and with handcuffed in the front, took him on a plane and flew him back to California to be extradited to California. He was extradited to, I think, somewhere in Calabasas or something, and that is where he had to go and appear in front of a judge in order to be granted bail or whatever. So all that was happening, his mom lives in California, so his mom had ended up bailing him out from over there. So now he's free. So he's not charged with anything in Las Vegas yet. From my knowledge, he's charged with grand theft auto, but they've extradited him via plane from Las Vegas to California, to Calabasas. And then his mom got him out, and he calls me and he says, I need you and the kids here now. And I was like, I can't drive our car. The plates on our car are fake. I don't even know who the car is registered under. I don't know what's happening, you guys. This was not like... It's not like I had a car that I was allowed to drive. Like, there was none of that in my house, okay? Like, I didn't even have a fucking house key, right? So I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. So he's like, you need to figure something out. So some friends from church had actually, gotten a car that was, super old and run down, but they got it running for me and the kids. And, they were like, you can use it to get around town. And this car was not stable enough. Like, you couldn't turn it off without having to do something to turn it back on. Like, it was real awful. So I tell him, I don't have a car that I can drive like the kids to in California from Las Vegas. It's not safe. And he's like, I don't care what you have to do. You get in that car right now and you come here. And I was like, okay. Stockholm syndrome is so fucking real, you guys. It's so real. I put my kids in a car that I literally cannot turn off. In fact, we had to gas up with the engine turned on. Okay. And so I drove, and I hadn't been allowed to drive, let alone drive by with my kids. No. And here I was alone with my kids in a car that was unsafe, driving from Las Vegas to California. I had to get on the California freeways. I'm navigating everything. It was awful. And I get to him, and he comes out, and he started cackling. And he grabs the kids, and he tells them how much he loves them. And they were like, Dad, Dad, Dad. And I was like, well, I'm here. I did exactly what you told me to. And he's like, good job. And I was like, so do you stay in California now because you have to see a judge? And he's like, oh no, we're going back to Vegas.